Kells. What's up? How everybody doing? I was just trying to pretty much do like a quick run through of what the event tracks are going to look like. I have updated the previous track that I did a video on. There was an issue with the starting line. The track was kind of separated, so when people were doing wheelies, the backs of the car were kind of catching the separation of the line, and it was kind of throwing the cars around and stuff. So I sat down last night and pretty much created my own version of it says in the description, the racetrack. It will include three different drag strip lanes. One will be a quarter mile, then you will have a half mile, and then you will have I have everything set up for 1 to 30 players, so that way there will be room for a whole lobby to get in and participate. As you can see, I have a marker on the map for it. As long as you got the job bookmarked or whatever, you'll definitely be able to go to that marker and go ahead and automatically start it up. And because it is going to be a drag race, then I have the catch-up system cut off, and slipstream systems will be disabled also, because this is not a round track race, it's a drag race after all. Um, we can run any of the classes just according to the events that we do. Um, We'll definitely take up opinions of like what classes that people prefer to run, so forth and so on. Just for the first startup though, we will be starting with muscle cars, so just keep that in mind. That would be what the default setting is, so we'll run everything through the default process basically. Um, so I did kind of go through and give you a visual of what the track was going to look like to kind of give you the idea when you get that 3, 2, 1 go. Don't haul ass from the starting line,
Where'd you go?
because that's not actually where the tracks are, as you've seen previously. What's up? If you have a question about...
What's up, Cal?
What's up, Scraps? How you doing, man?
Good.
Unfortunately, I'm on my second character, so I don't really have many like good like muscle cars to deal with over here as far as racing's perspective. But I do like running the Nightshade down the track. It's kind of
I see
fun.
you.
You got to make sure that you hit continue and then confirm on that car. Otherwise, whatever the one that started on your list, that'll be the one you hit the track with. So pay attention to that. But the good thing is, if you accidentally pick the wrong car, somebody can get out of a car, allowing you to use their car to run down the track. Yeah, I have done that. I did that a while ago with the AA trailer wheels. Um, as you can tell when you've seen it before, if you did miss it, I am going to inform you again that the tracks are color coded. The quarter mile is a white track and is outfitted with 4 white blimps on each corner of the track, as you can see from here. So your quarter mile track would be the first track immediately to the right here. You see the balloons down there. And then you'll have your half mile track, which will be the black track over here, indicated by these 4 black and yellow balloons up here, and also a raised platform, just to give an indication of a different track, so forth and so on. Like I said, we'll have a person at the starting line and we'll have a person at the finish line. Person at the start will shoot a flare or a grenade to indicate go time. The person down at the end will be monitoring who actually crossed that finish line first, so we can cut out any arguments. You know how people are. So what I'm going to do is, instead of throwing a flare or a gun, or grenade or whatever, the timer down here or whatever, it doesn't matter what the minutes say. I'm going to be using the seconds. So I'm going to let it roll over past 40, but when this timer hits 50 seconds, I'm going to go, because that'll also give you a good indication of point A and point B. You know, like 8-second car, 9-second car, 10-second car kind of thing. So it'll give you a good idea of which one of your cars are the fastest ones on each track, so you kind of know what your variances of cars are that you would actually pull out depending on what track we're going to run. I do have it where these two tracks or whatever, when you come off of the whole mile track or whatever, you'll actually exit and the balloons point to the direction that you need to go. Because what's going to happen is, how we'll determine this is, we'll have two people make a run, and the winner of that run is going to park. There's been a platform set over there to the right where you see the dark orange balloon at. There's a platform over there. All the winners will park up on that platform. When all the runs have been done, the winners will go head to head on the shootout to determine who's going to be the overall winner. And just so we're not just doing this like as a race and, you know, it's like over with and, you know, like a good night kind of thing, I have designed the idea to actually make where there will be prizes available. My man Boogie, he comes in, when I have him in here, he does his vinyl decals on the light bars and stuff, but he also makes vinyl decals for various other things. So, you know, I will have a link for his information in the descriptions, and I'll try to get the Nightbot set up to display that as well. Been having issues with that. We went down the half-mile track. And this one that I'm about to go up to is the whole mile track, which I think will be the most popular one because this will test the overall ability of the car. Like the, excuse me, top speed and all of that. So for the main track, there you go. So for the main track, which will probably be the one that we use the most, just depending on what's going on. Of course, everybody will line up back here, and cars can line up to this red line. No more than 2 cars beyond this red line at a time, because the only 2 cars that need to be beyond this red line will be the ones who are sitting on the starting line. And I kind of did this because some people like to play around and kind of do it like you actually would before you pull up to the line. This is, you know, kind of like a nice little burnout spot, you know what I mean, to some people think that makes a difference. I don't really know. I mean, on the game I don't really know. In real life I know it does. But so that would be your pretty much your burnout area. And then of course you'll have your line that you would start on. And again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait till that timer hits 30, and then I'm gonna pull out. Alright, so you come off the line, you just try to keep your car as straight as possible. Just remember, the more you move that steering wheel, the more your time it's gonna take for you to get to the finish line. And at the end, I have set up these little slow down bars, so that way you don't have to worry about overshooting and damaging your car, whatever. And just know, like with any race, if you can either kill yourself to get your new car back, or you can just sit here and hold triangle like in a traditional race, and it'll restart you at a point over here, and now you have a fresh new car to work with. And so just remember, when you come in the event, the car that you pick will be the car that you're running with. So just remember, try to use your best judgment or whatever. We will run more than one event during that night if everything's going good. If not, we'll run that one event and see what kind of feedback we get from that. So, like I said, this is something
Tony, stop.
it was an idea. The last video that I posted was since I made my own tracks and kind of took the time and effort to go through all of this and set it up like this, then this is kind of a set thing. As long as everything's permitted and it can be done, we'll be running these events. But like I said, we will be doing like if Boogie is in, then he has his option to offer up the winner, like like your light bar stickers or whatever. I do know there'll be like different audiences that'll be joining in, and some people might not want the light bar sticker, so we'll come up with like different prizes for each of the events. We can do pink slip races. The overall last two people who make that run, and when that last person gets eliminated or whatever, then pretty much the winner will have the option to get that person's car that just lost.
To the party.
And you can kind of do it like that, which the good thing is when you're doing that kind of a pink slip race, you don't actually lose your car, so that's a good thing. You just get a copy of it, of course. We can also do like I might host this event and might decide that I'm not going to run at all, but what I would do is I would pull out a car, and if I did something like that, we would definitely probably use this track. And what I would do is I would have that car that's going to be up for grabs for the overall winner. I will have that car sitting right here in this spot, so that way everybody knows that's racing that you're just for example, like you would be racing for this car. So the overall winner would get this car. And also, as long as everything goes good or whatever, we'll even throw in some events where we'll call them like the Bogdan Shootout, and those will have like actual races do, like they'll have like purses that could be collected at the end of the race. The overall winner obtains the purse for the race. So we could set like a $2 million purse, $3 million purse, whatever. And, just for example, if it's set at a $3 million purse, the overall winner, they'll get 3 Bogdan Heists ran for them, which will be giving them that $3 million purse. So I just try to keep it entertaining and something a little different to be done other than your traditional race. I haven't really seen anybody make anything like this. I mean, there's been a bunch of other races, but not really nothing like this. And I've heard a lot of people say something about, they just wish they had like a good drag strip track to run down. I mean, the airport's good, but you have the thing about these little lights and stuff that are on the ground, and just the differences in the beat up pieces of asphalt. It just causes problems, so I just made sure I set everything down to where it was like an actual track, and I just kind of wanted it to have a good visual feel. So I added in the bleachers and the concession stands, and when we do nighttime events, I have these light towers set up right here. So just be kind of interesting. And yeah, contestants will definitely be able to get more than one run. I think for the first one, which will be done tomorrow, I think for the first one we'll plan for just the one run to see how things go. If there is a big turnout or whatever, we could shoot for the second run. It just depends on the people too, because the more people, the longer it would take to go through the run. So it would take much longer to get 30 people through the run as opposed to 10 people. You understand? So like, it would just definitely depend on the number of people attending. Would be depending on how many runs we actually do. With that said, I really think like you guys would like not act drunk like my character just did and fell down off the bleachers, but whatever. But I really think y'all would have like a lot of fun with this. Um, Another thing is another reason why I set bleachers out too. It was for another reason. It wasn't just completely random that I put the bleachers out or just an idea. I also want to do events like Willy competitions and stuff like that. So we'll have it to where somebody can sit right here, I think on this bleacher right here, to kind of judge and see whose car hit the ground first, and that would definitely indicate the loser. So, we can also do the Willy events and maybe even some burnout events. Try to figure out how to incorporate that in, but just trying to see what kind of feedback that I get from, designing these 3 tracks, and if everybody likes it and I get a good positive feedback from it. I've gotten other ideas for dirt tracks and also uphill tracks, just throwing in different things that are not actually included with the game. They seem to make all these other silly kind of races and stuff, so just wanted to do something a little different. And I really think y'all like the idea of setting up those slow markers at the end, so that way all you have to do when you come off that line is just go at it full speed, and you don't have to worry about hitting your brakes at any point in time. You just go wide open until you hit those markers, because they will slow you down. So I hope if you tuned in or whatever, you were paying attention to everything that was going on. I will go back over it again, and just hope this is something that everybody can get into and would want to do. And that's about it. So, just make sure if you enjoyed the content or whatever, make sure you subscribe and drop a like, and have those notification bells turned on, so that way you don't miss the streams when they come on. And just like to wish everybody a good night, and hope to see you on Trash Thursdays. Everybody take care.